...2024 hasn't been a good year for anything in general. There was not too many good things that happened during 2024, especially with some personal things that happened on that year. I had to deal with a lot of stuff that I had to deal with outside of class and YouTube. Some things I had to deal with that couldn't get any worse than that. Plus, there was a lot of things I have to do outside of YouTube. Like, I had to work on some assignments related to some film classes that I had to do. I had to take a couple of days off for working on some assignments in order to help out with family and some health issues that I needed to work on. And I kept delaying most of my videos that I was working on in order to focus on some certain goals I had to work on, including to help out with family. There were some unexpected delays that I had to find a way to fix for my indie films, and an overwhelming schedule I had to try my best to carry. But as if that was worse, things were not very good for this year. There was not a lot of good movies or TV shows that didn't make the landing that I hoped for 2024. There was not a lot of good new releases that were released in theaters, and movie theaters were relying on old films for re-releases, but I did enjoy the re-releases though. And I had fun going to the movie theaters more often to enjoy re-releases because there weren't a lot of new enjoyable films that were released on 2024. But we'll get to that later. TV shows were kind of dying in quality, like with The Boys Season 4, which was utterly disappointing, nowhere near as good as the first 3 seasons. I do hope that the show does get better with Season 5, since Season 5 is going to be the final season for The Boys, and would be the last time that we see these characters. I hope that the ending for The Boys is something that could be a great finale to the series, though Gen V Season 2 is happening, and I can't wait to see Gen V Season 2, and I hope to see how it will lead to The Boys' final season. And there were a lot of bad TV shows that happened, like the waste of Star Wars Disney Plus shows that didn't make the landing that Disney hoped. For The Acolyte, which absolutely sucked ass. Skeleton Crew, well, it's not bad, but not great either, and I didn't really enjoy it. While 2022 and 2023 weren't great, they did have some pretty good hidden bangers. 2024 had some good hidden bangers like Spy Family Code White, Kinds of Kindness, Dee, Bike Riders, Transformers 1, Deadpool and Wolverine, Alien Romulus, Furiosa, A Mad Max Saga, My Hero Academia, Your Next, Wild Robot, and Sonic 3. Those are the only good movies that I saw in theaters. 2024 wasn't a good year for new film releases at all, especially for movie theaters being in business, cause there were not a lot of people coming to the theaters to see some of these new movies. It was also not a good year for some games, but there were some good games that were released this year, like with Tekken 8, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and Sonic X Shadow Generations. I haven't played Shadow Generations yet, but I did play Tekken 8 and Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, though I have seen people going back to collecting old games and having to collect some old games on PS2 and GameCube, etc. I myself have collected some old games from some old consoles, playing some of them. I really needed to make more time to play some old games. I've seen a lot of re-releases in theaters more than seeing any of the new films that are playing in theaters, and I enjoyed seeing them on the big screen. While some people prefer to watch them on DVD and Blu-ray and watching them on streaming or on digital, I enjoyed going to the theater seeing these old re-releases. Like, I got to see Cowboy Bebop the movie twice in theaters, the Gurren Lagann films, Paprika, Kung Fu Panda 1, the Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, the Amazing Spider-Man films, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, Inception, Ghost in the Shell 2, Innocence, The Crow, the original one starring Brandon Lee, South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, Ninja Scroll, The Matrix, the Studio Ghibli films again, but there were different films that either I haven't seen yet or haven't seen in a long time. Alien, Coraline, Metropolis, and Weathering with You. Those were definitely worth the money for instead of watching the new releases, considering that Movie theaters are on life support thanks to the re-releases. I had to push back and delay a lot of videos as I had some unfortunate circumstances I had to deal with outside of YouTube and some film classes. But don't worry, I'm still working on them, taking my time on them rather than rushing it. But 2024 has been a slow year for video uploads. I've also been pretty busy with a lot of film productions and voiceover stuff that I was working on. And I had a fun time doing some film productions and voiceover work. I do hope to continue to do more voiceover work sometime later, since both film and voiceovers were the only good thing to happen in 2024. Since doing voiceovers more in 2024 and starting to work on indie films has definitely made me see a different perspective and understanding said perspective to films and voiceovers that made me want to keep on going, keep on doing all the hard work, putting more effort into it, and I'm hoping that next year I can improve on those things. That doesn't mean that I wanted to stop doing reviews and video essays. I'm still gonna do them. I love doing reviews and video essays. I'm still planning to work on them, though I have been struggling a lot with balancing my life later throughout half the year because of having to take care of family and goals. I have been trying to keep myself busy, like going to therapy, family quality time, and some editing and other hobbies like reading, writing, drawing, etc. I wasn't prepared for December after what happened in my personal life. I was busy taking care of family situations. I forgot about December. There were a lot of struggles this year, especially when we lost some talented and good people, such as Akira Toriyama, Rachel Lillis, James Earl Jones, and Benny, aka the comic historian. May they rest in peace. It's been a chaotic and messy year. While 2024 has some problems, there were some good things that happened in 2024. For example, I got to start working on some amazing film productions I'm excited to show hopefully later around summer of 2025, and I started to continue to do more voiceover work, and I'm hoping to continue to do more sometime later 2025. I recently started reading the Go-Go Loser Ranger manga and in the middle of watching the anime. Go-Go Loser Ranger is like The Boys, but instead of comic book superheroes, they're parodying of action tokusatsu TV superheroes, being a dark parody towards Super Sentai and Power Rangers. It's an amazing manga and anime and has a lot of fun action and dark twists towards it. I highly recommend it if you haven't given it a read or a watch, and hopefully I can watch it again when it comes out on Blu-ray. And we also had Dragon Ball's 40th anniversary where we got Dragon Ball Daima, and I enjoyed it though. The series still has a couple of more episodes to go, but I absolutely enjoyed it. It was an amazing story that Toriyama worked really hard on, and even expanding more of the characters like Supreme Kai and Piccolo. I do hope to watch it again on English dub so I can have a bit of a better viewing and hopefully to watch it again when it comes out, hopefully on Blu-ray, to do more of a better essay and analysis depth. And I did get to see shows like Bleach, 1000-Year Blood War, and Sandland, Invincible Season 2, and Creature Commandos. I also got to catch up a bit with My Hero Academia, and I'm gonna be doing a video essay when I get to finish the series with the series finale. And I'm also excited for My Hero Academia Vigilantes, and reading some mangas like Dr. Slump, and rereading the Trigun manga again now as an adult, and getting to enjoy re-releases then new releases. That isn't to say that there were some good releases for some films that I actually enjoyed. But now, let's talk about the future of this channel in 2025. So 2024 was a slow year for uploads, as throughout the year there were some things outside of YouTube and classes I had to take care of. YouTube is not the priority that it once used to be. But don't worry, the videos and films I have mentioned back in my November update video will still be happening, but on the other hand, it does give me some time to work on the quality of my videos and taking my time to write scripts and recording, editing, etc. I also recently started a Mivu page to upload most of my film work, and if you want to support me by following the page, I'll be sure to leave the link in the description. Of course, that doesn't mean that I'll stop uploading my films on YouTube. I will still upload my work on YouTube nonetheless. There will be more videos coming up pretty soon. It's gonna take some time, but will be worth it in the end. And hopefully I will be able to finish with my fan films and other projects. And hopefully to continue more of my future voice work and finish all of my other indie films. Thank you guys for being patient. Hope you guys have a great 2025, and I will see you all in the next video.